All right, let's start with a big story that we are tracking this morning on Wion, where Russian President Vladimir Putin has arrived in India for a two-day visit, during which New Delhi and Moscow will be signing several deals, including a deal on the sale of the Russian S-400 air defense system to India. Now, Vladimir Putin will also be holding the 19th Annual India-Russia Bilateral Summit, along with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The countries will be signing over 20 different arms and energy deals in the wake of the United States sanctions against the Russian defense imports. However, there have been indications that the United States may grant India a presidential waiver, which could give New Delhi a go-ahead for the deal, notwithstanding the sanctions. Now, notably, India and Russia will be signing the $5 billion S-400 Triumph air defense deal, allowing India to procure Russia's most advanced surface-to-air missile system. Now, the other arms deals on agenda include an agreement over the production of the AK-103 assault rifles in India. The sale of frigate-class warships to the Indian Navy is also a part of the agenda. Now, apart from the key defense agreements, the two nations are also expected to sign a deal on the training of the first-ever Indian space crew in the Gagarin Center in Russia. The last annual summit between Russia and India was held in June 2017 in St. Petersburg. Vladimir Putin and Modi also held an informal summit in the Russian city of Sochi in the month of May this year. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi met the Russian President Vladimir Putin and greeted him on Thursday evening. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also hosted dinner for the Russian President and held discussions on a host of different issues, including bilateral cooperation and strategic issues. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also tweeted a picture with President Vladimir Putin and has welcomed him to India, saying that he was looking forward on deliberations with Vladimir Putin. All right, we also earlier spoke to our correspondent Dan Ashby in Moscow, who gave us a lowdown on Russia's expectations from the summit.
Well, the reason for this trip is primarily business. State agencies here saying that Russia will sign up to 23 documents with India. Top of the list, the S-400 surface-to-air missile system, a prize asset of the Russian military. If it goes through with India, that will be a $5 billion sale. So India, a potentially new and exciting customer for Russia. Of course, India being a superpower, there's a lot of opportunity there, which Putin wants to exploit, particularly as they have that rich history of military sales going back a long way. The Soviet Union selling a lot of weaponry to India. There's also significance to that deal, and that's why President Putin is so keen to pursue it, because Russia is facing economic sanctions from the West. By signing the deal, if India does indeed do so, it risks economic sanctions from the US. So if Russia can push it through, it sends a message to other potential clients around the world saying, look, the likes of India are willing to sign a deal with us. Why don't you do the same? And that might open up other opportunities for Russia to explore elsewhere. There's also a political imperative here. President Putin wants to pivot east as these sanctions bite at home from the West. You're seeing contracting industries here that have traditionally traded with the West. They are looking for other opportunities, and Russia senses that India, China, fast growing, might present some of those business opportunities and replace some of its lost industry. So now President Putin wants to get that signature on the dotted line.